Okay. So welcome to day 1 of week 9. Woo! And hopefully you can tell that this is now gimbal shooting. Except that it's not. So this is why I'm still getting used to the controls, and this is why you need to play with these things. So the new gimbal is the Hohem iSteady, except that it doesn't seem to be steadily staying near me. But so far, let me try this. Okay, so now it should stay in position, except that it's not. Oh, this is not wanting to play. So going to hold on just a moment. So as far as shooting stuff, this is all super level. There seems to be a certain amount of drift. Okay, so let's try it now. Let's try that. So, yeah. As I said, this is experimental footage for while I'm schlepping around in the woods. I think it needs a longer handle for being a selfie stick. But yeah, so this should result in more stable footage. Ish. The problem being is I'm not shooting cinematography. Okay. Okay. That should be better. Bring it down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to do some rough terrain and chonking down to the river, and we're just going for a steady shot. So this theoretically should smooth out all the shaky cam you guys have been getting. This is on like all follow, so I'm still controlling the camera, it's just smoothing out my movements. So if I do this, you should get a very nice smooth pan. There we go. I think it was overcorrecting when it was on all lock, which is fine if you're indoors. If you are then changing your direction and stuff, you're a little bit screwed, because it'll try and maintain exactly the same pivot points. So I'm going to leave all my errors on here because I need to look at the footage. But yeah, so I got the notification that my gimbal was in, and it was raining amazingly hard earlier today. Let's go for a little look round. So yeah, this is my today wander in the woods. I may well yet film the gym vid, although with the journey down to the post office to pick up the gimbal, everything's a bit trashed. So I thought I'd do a wood walk today and do the gym section tomorrow. I keep having these days where I'm putting stuff off. But yeah. Oh. Now the mud around here is just too thick. It's totally killing my woodland wander vibe. And making it largely impossible for me to go scrambling around in the woods safely, or at least with the safety of the camera equipment in mind. I'd rather not trash the gimbal. Yeah, this needs to be a little bit further back. So this is the twinning of the Firefly 8 SE, which I picked for a number of reasons. One, it's got built-in image stabilization and an external microphone, although that external microphone is proving a bit of a pig to hook up to anything else. So I'm stuck with one microphone, which I don't like. Not that the microphone's bad, but yeah, it's got some, being limited to a microphone, and if that dies on you or you get a problem with the connections, is not good. So what I'm trying to do is come up with some other ideas to build a connector so I can use my voice recorder and a standard microphone, or at least a microphone that will plug in to let's do some visuals. Okay. So let's see how smooth the footage is of me walking through the woods. But yeah, so the 8SE's got image stabilization. It's got an external microphone. It's got a pretty good battery life. It really is definitely 4K. But when you engage 4K mode, you lose a lot of features. And anyway, 1080p is probably where it's at on YouTube for the foreseeable. And it's quicker to render. But yeah, better audio quality on the camera itself. Even if you disconnect the external microphone, it's got a much nicer microphone and a nice sensor. Runs for a long while, uses standard, pretty much standard connectors. So your GoPro-esque connectors and action cam connectors will all work. And some of you have already noticed that the image quality is better than the other action camera. And I didn't want to keep having to bring out a DSLR and tripods and stuff like that. Yeah. And then the gimbal is the Hohem iSteady Pro. And I have bought another camera connector option that's designed for GoPros, which I'm thinking that the mini USB connector for the microphone is going to be part of it. Whoop. So that's the camera. It's good, and even other action camera batteries are compatible with it. Actually, the river's a bit calmer than it was yesterday, but it was raining softly all night. And yeah, so this is the first footage I've shot with the gimbal after playing with it all morning, like you do with new tech. I can't currently connect to it via Bluetooth, which is a hassle, because we could have got some good time-lapse footage if I could have done. Yeah. Let's tilt this down a bit. So yeah. This definitely appears to be the mode for walking. So yeah, so the camera and the gimbal between them cost about £200, including delivery. Well, combined. And the other money that I was so kindly given this month went towards a 256 gig flash drive. So I can back up all the finished episodes of Urban Agogi. 256 wouldn't begin to cover it for all the part files and stuff like that I generated while trying to put this up. But yeah. So yes. So thank you very much in particular to Misanthropic Gods, Avagdu, Zoo Echoes, and especially for a very generous donation, Digital Whiskey. And Avagdu also sent an extra donation this month, which was very kind. Yeah. So essentially, this month I got some hardware support and an entirely new camera rig, which, once I get used to it, should become, the main way I do these videos. If I can just figure out how to hook it up to Bluetooth, I'll be using the action camera for the gym videos as well. But as with all these things, there's a fairly sharp learning curve as to using the new technology, so that kind of ate my morning. And as regular viewers of the show know, I work most days, So he is. It's all good. Now, of course, I'm slightly less eager to fall over. I don't really want to kill the gimbal on its first trip out. So yeah, thank you very much to, you know, all the people that supported me financially in order to be able to afford a chunk of new equipment. And I think that it's going to make a difference. Yeah, if you're walking around, it's the mode 4, the all follow mode, where all the axes, it struggles to keep the camera level, and it's kind of weird to see it just adjust. But you can use the joysticks for some panning. Gives you some very smooth pans, as you can see. You've got like a very smooth tilt. Now, some people that have owned these have got an issue with the noise from the motors, but because this is an external microphone, then you've got this situation where you shouldn't be picking up any motor noise. But you be the judge. If this all looks stable to you, or at least vastly improved from my normal wanderings in the woods, let me know. There's a maximum rotation on it. I'm going to bring it back round to me, tilt it down. So this should now follow me, and the background should move around. It's not got actual face recognition on the following, but we'll see. So you be the judge if there's anybody who wants to make any comments about the gimbal or the video quality, which should have improved. But has it improved significantly? Now if I press 1, 2, 3, it should go into all lock mode. It should stay where it is, where it's meant to be in relation to the handle, I think. But it does seem to bob around a bit, so shooting selfies on it is going to be a bit hard. Yeah, so I still need to get into the whole remote control capabilities of this, and I'm still working out maybe some kind of extension for the microphone so we can do other things. Let's see. That was the right way. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to have to do the river dance as I hop over this bit, because that's the only way to get to that bit that I've found so far, or at least the shallowest point of the river. Let's give it some smoothness. So yeah, this is definitely one of the things that's come along with action cams. Because they're so light, you've got a situation where, you know, the concept of having a mounted gimbal or a handheld gimbal to smooth out the shooting is a real possibility. Because they only weigh about 100 grams, and that means you do all kinds of things. You know, you can mount them on all kinds of stuff. They're very cheap, relatively, compared to actual video cameras. So the world of accessories for these things, including remote robots or drones or stuff like that. And unfortunately this gimbal and the camera is going to be way too heavy for my drone. So it's not like I could demount it and get super smooth footage on the drone. But when the weather improves and I can find somewhere wide open enough so I can safely crash it, I may have a go at mounting the camera at least on the drone. I'm just going to find a bit where I've got like a nice pan. So yeah, this is very interesting. So yeah, so I don't know what this footage is going to look like. Hopefully it will be nice and smooth. It is just me whittering on. But yeah, so everything that I ordered with everybody's donations has turned up. I'll do an unboxing video sometime this week. I've got a lot of filming jobs to get done. And no doubt there's still lots of settings to try out with this, with both the camera and the gimbal. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm kind of tempted to do some roundup bits on the different subjects that we've done the research on. I definitely want to try and help turn people into the superhero versions of themselves. So we probably need to do some things on prepping. In 2 weeks' time, exactly 2 weeks' time, I will try and stop saying but I'll be off on a 40-mile round trip through North Manchester on the Oldham Way with a bit of wild camping thrown in. So that should be good, and I definitely want the weather to be great so I can take the whole gimbal and set up, spare batteries, get plenty of footage, spare cards, that kind of thing. But it does take a while to get used to a new piece of technology that's got a zillion settings on it. And this mud is horrible, as you can see. One thing I'm noticing, it used to make me completely out of breath to climb up here. But yeah, so I think that's where we'll leave it. I'll switch everything off. So thanks for watching, and do take care.